So we're gonna tie, I guess it's called a brown hackle, and it's similar to that lead wing I did, the lead wing or whatever I did, but we're gonna tie a brown hackle. It's very simple pattern, but I'm trying out a new device. I don't know, I've heard good reviews about it, so I'm gonna just check it out myself and tie. So I'm gonna tie on a fly with it to see how it, I don't know, see how it performs. Like a, and I've seen other people use it on YouTube and other places, and they seem to think it's great. So I guess I got to test it out myself too and see if I like it or not. That was one of the things I was waiting on to try out and make a little video about it. Um, that guy. It's a type of dubbing twister. I was just waiting because it's kind of a spendy dubbing twister. So I've been waiting on deciding if I want to ever get one for a long time, actually, and try out some dubbing twisting. Even though I made two of my own for fun, just for fun. You know, so that's what it looks like. It's very small. It looks like it would be good. So we're gonna make a brown hackle peacock here, and I'm gonna use floss as a tail, and as a tail, versus using this pattern is tied different ways. So I've seen people use floss as the red at the tail, like I'm doing, and then I've seen people we're gonna put some more in there. I've seen people use floss, and then I've also seen people use hackle feathers. So it's all dependent on you, I guess. How you like to, you know, you want feathers on it, or do you want to use floss? So, like, I'm not even sure. Um, but we're basically gonna try out two things that I just picked up just to see how I feel about them. I don't know. I mean, it's always cool to work with new tools, right? A little kid in the store be like, "Hey, new tool! I just picked up a new tool to use and tie with." You know, basically just expanding on something you already did anyway. Style, your fly tying anyway. But it's just like sometimes it's cool to see these new products, or this one's been out for a while, but just for my own self to see how it's gonna perform. Will kind of be fun to see. Just to see how it's gonna perform for me. And we're gonna make a dubbing loop. We're gonna see how it performs for us. So we'll see how it performs here. There it is, and it hangs in the loop, as you can see. Seems to work pretty good. I don't know, new experience for me to try one out and see. And See how I like these different products that a lot of people been using for a few years now that I have not even thought of even trying yet. So we're gonna put these inside. Let's see if we can do it. If it's gonna spin it like I wanted it to. Yeah, it's spinning it. Not quite how I'd want it to, but it is spinning it. It is spinning it. Instead of me wrapping it around, it kind of is spinning it. Okay. Sort of alright. Maybe. Sort of alright. I don't know if it's that much better than if I would have just done that with my own hand versus spinning it. It definitely giving it a cool effect. I'm liking that from what I can see with my eye. Doing the same thing that I would normally do by hand. Yeah, it's just a Hackle Peacock here. It's brown Hackle Peacock. It's nothing super fancy or difficult pattern to tie. It's similar to the Coachman, to the Ladwing Coachman, but the same concept, but we're just not adding any wings. But it's the same pattern basically. We're just not adding any wings to it. It's trying to come loose a little bit on this. That's pretty good. You know, learning a new product and having fun with it. That's pretty much all it is. I'm learning a new product out, and if I like it or not. But we're gonna keep going here. Let's see how we like this pattern or not. They're always doing stuff. I was explaining to somebody, I was like, sometimes I don't like what goes on in these streets and what they do to people. Because they put these fake narratives and say, yeah, look what happened to you. And it's like some of these groups. And I don't get too much more deeper into it, but that definitely happens to some people. And it looks bad. It looks like they're a bad person sometimes. And sometimes it's deeper than that. It's deeper rooted stuff. So I'm gonna use my regular thinner though, right here. Went into that. That's okay. We're using regular on this part, and then we're gonna try to use this other kind on this other part. So this is pretty cool. This little guy, and it feels about a little bit lighter than that thing I made, the dubbing spinner I made. But that booger almost cost $40 almost for this thing. And it's like, man, I made one for less than that. So imagine if I can design and make more similar to this. Get your own version of it, you know. But yeah, it seems to work all right. Like for spinning the peacock feathers and stuff. It's just learning a new device, and it's small. That's what's kind of nice about it. It's small, and then they have a bigger version That's what's nice about it, that it's small, little compact dubbing spinner versus another one I made. It's got a hook to it. Um, Still don't have any hack pliers, but eventually I'll get them. I've been working without hack pliers for a minute here, so nothing new. Work with what you got, right? Work with what you got, so you can upgrade. There is for the name upgrade. One of my favorite movies. There are so many and this many people. So how many upgrades could there be? There are some 2,000 and 4,000 and something listings for the name upgrade. She was like, damn. She said, dang, I think times have changed. The movie is so funny. People are agreeing with that movie now. They're like, man, this world is turning into like our society. Look. No wonder they think Americans are this way. I was just laughing. I was like, yep. They said they see these shows like The Simpsons, and they assume we all act like that, like so Homer. I've had some experiences like that too, or with some people, and they just assume like, well, you think you're so, and you just so then that's a. I don't know. Some people go out after people because the way they talk. You're not even like that, but they take you as a threat because you talk a certain way, or you like talking about not things you know. So to them, it can be annoying. They get annoyed sometimes. They think you're trying to like upstage them or something. Some people, not everybody. Some people just go, person's just talking about stuff. Yeah, I wanted to try to make this have a very small eye on it, but quite a bit of hackle, which it definitely does have. So there it is. It's a very simple fly. It's nothing crazy to it. It's a fly you can tie really fast, pretty fast. It's low stress skill, and it catches trout. It's just one of the simplest wet flies you can tie. The only skill that's kind of difficult is the spinning the dubbing, and you don't even have to do that. You can spin the peacock curl into the dubbing loop, but you don't even have to do that if you don't want. And you can use the tail, you can use floss, or if you can see the lights kind of hitting us too crazy, you can use duck or something else that's red. You can substitute that red for something pretty quickly, you know. That's one thing that's great about this pattern actually, because it's so simple. Sometimes you don't need all the big old fancy pattern isn't all what you need. Sometimes the simplest pattern, and I've seen some other patterns that are really simple. I'm like, that's so simple, and that catches lots of fish, I bet. Sometimes that's all it need, but it's nice to show your artistry too. I like that part too of fly tying. There's some people who really take it artistry wise. Like I was watching one, and I thought it was so crazy what the person was doing, but she was tying all these like crabs and super detailed stuff. But I was cracking up because it was definitely she had tons of views, but only a few You know, only a few things that you're showing, but her stuff was more artistic, like I explained, like it real, and it was realism. So like every fly was like trying to look like a crab or trying to look like a certain thing. It was a lot of a lot of glue work. Definitely playing with the glue, the art of playing with the glue, a lot for that type of the pattern she had done. So we're gonna try this stuff out. I do not have a brush for this, which is really strange. And I'm trying not to getting used to using new product. Because I've never tried this stuff before, but I guess I assume if I get once I get used to it, this ain't gonna be. This will be a distant memory. What I'm having to do right here, but this is that UV stuff, so we're just trying it out and see how I like it. Yeah, that did glue that pretty fast. Good thing I keep this with me too. Getting used to using the new thing. So. There you go. Yeah, I almost glued that shut there. Yeah, it says hold it for 20 seconds on each side. So just hold it for 20 seconds or so. And it says, we check it out and we have fun with new toys. New big kid toys, is that's what I call them. Yeah, I don't usually tie with this. But I'm testing it out. So for me, it's like, I might not even like it. You never know. You get so used to doing something a certain way, you know? Or tying a certain way, even though there's new ways to do it. And then I do find that there's a good use for this UV when it comes to making like stuff like this, though. When I made this one, ooh, the sun's coming in really hard. Let me turn this light. It looks up. Y'all can kind of see. Yeah, I could see the use. Take some of this glare off. Help get some of the glare off. Sun's coming in really good. We're getting a lot of light today. It's getting the steering is on its way. But like doing stuff like that one, it's hard to see it now because it's light. But doing stuff like that, like with that translucent, the glue definitely having a UV glue that can go. That definitely I can see how that would help with those little midge patterns and stuff. And you could make some really cool midges and stuff with that, with the UV, definitely for sure. And it makes it so much, and it kind of, you know, because it glues fast, it kind of makes it, you know, good. Yeah, but that's just a little brown hackle. I guess you call it a brown hackle peacock, I would want to say. I think that's the correct name for it. But it's very simple. It's very simple fly, and it's very similar. You know, it's very similar to that guy, to this to the lead wing. See if I can block the light for it. It's very similar to that one, you see, but we just ain't putting any wings on it. And you could put wings on it if you wanted to. So that's, you know, that's where that having variation come in, making little variations because you feel like it, or you want to see if it makes any difference when you're fishing a certain area, or there's a hatch going on, or whatever's going on. You can kind of play with stuff like that when you tie your own stuff. And that's what kind of makes it fun. You can experiment with stuff, you know, get some cool stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's a very simple fly. It's just a little floss at the tail, peacock curl in the middle, wrapped and spun, and then spun and wrapped, and then a brown hackle feather. It's a really simple fly. But all right, y'all, that's it. Just wanted to, you know, try out some new stuff. I'm still gonna try some more flies with this bad boy and see how I really like it, or if it's just more hassle than it's worth. But so far, I see there's a good use for it. A little bit pricey for such a thing, but it is really compact and small compared to a lot of dubbing spinners. Very of all these different kinds they have. You know, they got some that have like a handle in your hand that you spin. Some that you spin like this one, like it spins like a top, and then you got other ones that are similar to that and have like a loop on the bottom, and they can be interchanged. But this one, you can kind of clamp stuff too, almost like it's a hackle plier, almost too. So it's kind of got 6 uses basically, rather than some of these dubbing spinners only have 2 or 1 use that it can do. This one kind of can do a bunch of different things, and not have to change any attachments or anything. It's all built into the dubbing spinner. But yeah, it's a modern Danish fly tying arts dubbing twister. The dubbing twister, they call it the Shahan. Was it Shahan Master Dubbing Twister? So, and this is the small one, but this is the smaller one, but there's a big one, a size bigger. All right, y'all, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Spring's on its way. Let's go.